Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'll show you how I made this beach skirt. Welcome. So for my materials I use a 4mm hook, my measuring tape, scissors, and a 50 grams yarn. So because I'm using a 50 grams yarn, I'm going to double strand it so it can have a bit more thickness for my 4mm hook. So I start with a slip knot, tie the yarn around my finger, then I put the hook through and pull up. Yeah, just like that we have our slip knot. So that's where we start from today. So after making the slip knot, we start our work with a slip stitch. We just chain one and continue with that. It's a whole row of chains. So for this I'm going to make about enough chains that will be the half of my waist measurements. So you make sure you take your waist measurements so that you can be sure of how many slip stitches you're going to make. So here I have my full chain that measures to about 15 centimeters when 15 inches, sorry, 15 inches when stretched, because the waist size is 30, so I have to make half of it. Yeah, so 15 inches will be good. 15 when stretched actually. Yeah, because it's kind of stretchy with the design. So now we start off with making 3 more chains. So now you go back to the fourth stitch from the first chain and you place a double crochet in there. So with the double crochet you grab some yarn, put it through the stitch, pull through. So you have 3, you pull through 2, you remain with 2, then you pull through all. So that is our first step. Then we chain 4, 2, 3, 4, and you make a double crochet into the 5th chain. You make a double crochet into the 5th chain. Pull through 2, then pull through the 2. So the chain 1, into the same stitch you place another double crochet. So then I'm demonstrating how we do a double crochet. Don't know if it's too fast. So that's what we have so far, and we continue. You chain 4, 3 and 4, then you count 5 stitches, then you place a double crochet into the 5th chain and you make a double crochet. So basically that's what we do for this row and even for the rest of the rows. So but for the rest it will be a bit different. I'll show you how we do that. So we continue chaining 4, sorry, and then in the 5th stitch you place a double crochet, chain 1, and into the same stitch you place another double crochet. So there we place the first double crochet into the 5th stitch, then chain 1, place another double crochet into the same stitch. That's our progress so far. So now we are almost at the end of our row, so we chain 4, and then we place a double crochet in the very last stitch, then we chain 3. That will be starting the next row. So you chain 3, turn your work around, in the very first stitch place a double crochet, the very same stitch actually, then you chain 4. So this is our second row. We chain 4. You need to the chain 1 space between the double crochets. You place a double crochet, chain 1, then place another double crochet. So that's what we have so far. This is our second row now. Chain 4 again, place a double crochet into the chain 1 space between the 2 double crochets. Then chain 1, place another double crochet into the very same space. So that's basically what you're going to be doing for this card. That is the whole design. There are no more styles or stitches or a change. It will be just like this now. So chain 1, place another double crochet in the same space. Yeah, that's it. That is how we are looking so far. So continue with the rest of the part. I'll meet you almost at the end. So now we're almost at the end of our second row. So we continue with 4 stitches, then we make a double crochet, chain 1, place a double crochet in the same chain 1 stitch. So that's basically what we're continuing with. I'll show you how I finished up on this second row. So I'm in the second last chain, no, second last stitch actually. So now we are almost at the end of our third row. So we make 4 stitches. In the very last stitch you place a double crochet, chain 1, and then in the same stitch place another double crochet, then it chain 3, turn your work around, and place a double crochet in the very same stitch. So continue with the 4 stitches, then a double crochet and chain 1 stitch, then another double crochet. Sorry for that. Yeah. So basically that's how we're going on with the skirt. So this is basically the process, chain 4, place a double crochet, chain 1, place another double crochet in the same stitch, chain 4, just like that. So that's the whole process. You continue making more rows. We'll meet at the end. You continue adding more rows. See you. So here I have the first panel. I'm done with the first part. So this one I made a total of 22 rows, but if you want it a bit longer, maybe add a little more rows. So I'm going to show you how to finish it up. You just cut off with the scissors, then you take your work, you chain 1. I don't know if that's visible. You chain 1, just to seal it off, then you pull it very well, and that's your first panel. So I'll make the second side and I'll show you. here we have the two parts are ready, so we just left with putting it all together. So it's just sewing them together now. So to combine the two parts, we use a hook and some yarn. So I'm going to organize it how I want it to look. So we start at the sides. Take your yarn. No, you actually make sure it fits perfectly, like the two sides are well aligned, so that you don't have one side is up, the other side is down. Yeah. So in the very first stitch, you put your hook through into the same first stitch on the other side. Then you pick your yarn, pull it through, and you chain one to secure it. So now I'm going to make on the very first one I make a single crochet just to make sure it's very well secured. So single crochet is just basically that. So you pull through. It's kind of hard at first. I was having a bit of a struggle because I'm going next to the slip stitch. So that's how you do a slip stitch. You just pull through the yarn, then you pull it through immediately. There is no single crochet or anything. So basically that's how you do it. You make slip stitches all through, and you make sure it's well secured so that the skirt can be very well secured. That's it. So for mine, I actually want it to have some slits on the side, but if you want it a full way, you can also slip stitch all the way through to the bottom, but I wanted this one with the slits to the side, so I'm going to leave it somewhere in the middle, leaving some rows. Also, as you continue, make sure that your work is aligned, that both the sides are well aligned, so that you don't have something that is looking different on two sides, like the lengthwise. It should be equal. Now I'm counting the rows to see how many I've gotten to with a slip stitch, to make sure that that's how far I want my slit to reach. So I'm going to continue for a bit. I had not actually counted how many rows I'm going to be slip stitching, or how many I'm going to leave out to make a slit, but I'll just see how many. But if you want to be sure, you better measure so you can have the specific side that you want. So that's it. And when you reach the end, make a chain one to secure it, and that's it for my side. So I'm just going to secure it, tighten the yarn a bit, then cut it off, pull through the loop. That's it for one side. You do the same to the other side. So this is the finished product. This is how it looks on a dummy. The one I made can fit like a medium size to large. Thank you for watching this video, and see you next time.